Thank you all for viewing this presentation. I would like to welcome you to Arntorp, outside of Vara. It's a small village in the countryside, and it's all surrounded by grain. And that's why there is a grain handling company here in Arntorp. This is one of the areas in Sweden where most of the grain is grown. And you can see that the factory is now a huge part of the village. Skandia Elevator is a 106-year-old company. It's owned by me and my brother, Jonas. We run this company together with our employees, and we have been doing so for over 25 years. I'm 54 years old. I do try to keep myself busy when I'm not working with our family company. I try to run some mountain bike or play some amateur theater. I have two lovely daughters, which I enjoy diving with. And I have also started a professional football club with the goal to play in Damallsvenskan. So we'll see about that in the future. Skandia Elevator is manufacturing handling equipment for storing grain. Our turnover is 200 million kronas, and we have 100 employees. These products are sold through Europe, and we operate through dealers. 2010, we decided to take the position that we are the leading company in our business. But we realized that exactly at the same time that when we were going to say that, it came with a responsibility. The responsibility to devise new standards and solutions that has never been seen before. A responsibility to lead the development in our industry, and also to compare ourselves to the best in other tough industries. So we take this very seriously, and we have fight quite hard to keep this position for the last 10 years, and we're still keeping the position. I would like to share with you a journey that began 2016, and it's about Internet of Things and how to transform a hardware company into something else. When we started this journey, it was obviously that the farmers were already very digitized. They were used to use digital equipment on the fields. The tractors and the combines were already fully digitized. But when it came to grain stores, there was a lot of things to be done. At this time, the only digital solution that was available was a control system where the farmer could start and stop his machines. It was based on traditional automation, and it shows the actual state of every machine. But there was no logging of history, there was no capture of data, and there were no working with other systems. And this was all done by our dealers, and we had no part whatsoever of this. So this was the value chain 2016. We, at the bottom, we were machine suppliers. We had no connection with our machines. We just sent out hardware right outside our factory, and we had no more connection with them during their life length. We sold these machineries to integrators. We call them dealers. They integrated our machinery through these PLC control systems, and that was the digital solution. As I said, there were no need for databases or any history. Our dealers were only selling hardwares. There were no after-sales services or anything. Maybe some spare part sales, but no real interest in continuing to support the hardware once the facility was built. The end customer, the farmer, they already had a lot of advanced IoT solutions on the field to help them to grow the grain. But when it came to store the grain, there were no IoT, no traceability. No one has captured this opportunity. And here I saw an opportunity. Here is a chance for somebody that can exploit this opportunity. And what really got me going was when I realized about the four superpowers and in the digital era. And this is from 2018, but it was already obvious at 2015 the way the world was going. And the first one was the mobile technology. Um, everything will become mobile at a higher and higher pace. The smartphones were already here, and people were using the smartphones for more and more things. Together with the mobile technology was the cloud technology, where everything was stored in clouds. And because of the cloud storage, it was accessible anytime, anywhere. On top of all the data that was stored in the clouds, people were applying artificial intelligence to find new solutions and to present new insights about the data. And of course, there were the Internet of Things, connecting the digital and the physical world, where the machines could start to store data. All these four superpowers created a huge opportunity for us that has used to be a simple hardware supplier. So we began a journey that has been going on since 2017 and is still going on. And I would like to share with you what we have done and what we have learned during this journey. First of all, we learned that we need to create value for everyone. We was told about how Scania successfully had connected over 100,000 of trucks. And the way they've done it is that they created value for everybody in the value chain. First of all, they created value for the owner of the truck by giving him a fleet management system where he very smoothly could operate his trucks and minimize the cost of service. And secondly, they gave the driver a tool to be more fuel efficient and train them into drive better. And by creating value for the owner and the driver, they got connected trucks. And now they, as the manufacturers, could use all the data that they could upload to develop their products. So this was the first lesson. Try to create value for everyone. For us, it was create value for the farmer, create value for the dealer, and in the end, we will get all the data so that we can create even more efficient machinery. We set out to do a proof of concept because the question was, did the farmer want this or not? So we created a test application where we had initially 5 farmers that were set out to test, but in the end, it was only 3 that we managed to get up and running. But these 3 farmers, they were very happy with what we have given them. And the question they raised was, why hasn't never anybody done this before? It's about time that somebody digitized the grain store. So this proved that the business opportunity we had seen was really there. But still, we didn't have our dealers because they were satisfied with the status quo. The second thing that we had to learn was there is a huge difference between designing hardware and software. software. Before this, we had no experience whatsoever about software designment. With hardware, you have to start with the basic things, and you build up all the different parts that are included in the hardware, and you cannot sell it until it's 100% completed. It's only when all the parts are there in the hardware that the hardware becomes useful. And once you send your hardware away, it's gone forever. So that was the old tradition of developing things. We had to completely rethink this when we went into software. With software, you start with something simple that works, because there are so many things you can do, and you really need to get feedback from the users. Is which way should you go? The possibilities are unlimited with software. So there's no use sitting on your own desk and designing beautiful software that nobody will use. So we learned very quickly that first of all, we need to make the brochure that sells the software. We need to sell the vision. Once we've done that, we need to create a first working version of the software, and then let the farmer use this software, and then create the next version and the next version and the next version. Because with software, you don't lose your contact with it. You can continuously update it year in and year out. So this was a very strong lesson for us to learn. There's a lot of discussions about payment models. And if we weren't a family-owned company with a lot of money that has been earned on hardware, we would have never gone past this hurdle. Because everybody wants to know, how are we going to earn money on the digital platform we're creating? And the answer is, you cannot know until you build your platform. So that's why you have to start with building the platform so that you could collect some sort of sensor data. You need to get the sensor connected. If you can afford it, do it free of charge, and then you can add software subscriptions afterwards. Or if you have the possibility to sell the software together with the hardware, that's a very effective way, especially in our business, where people are used to buy hardware, but not software. Once you get your software out of the way and you get your platform, you can start developing additional accessories and services and start selling upgrades. And once you can do this, you will earn money. You will also start to earn money on the data. Once you have enough data to create new insights and new values. But the thing is that you will not start earning your money until you get to stage 4 and 5. So if you try to justify this journey in the beginning by all the revenue streams that you're going to get nowhere, because there's no revenue streams the first 5 years. Trust me, I know. After a while, we realized that there are so many opportunities here. There are so many things to do. There's so many decisions to take. We need some sort of vision that will guide us to make all these small decisions easier to take. So we had a very ambitious work in the board in the last year, where we formed a vision. And the vision is, as you can see in the picture, to become the leader of intelligent handling equipment. That was our old core business, but is now connected. But we also decided to take a new position. We want to become a leader in supplying data and knowledge about the grain store. That's a much bigger task than just supplying elevators and conveyors. The reason for this is that we want to play a part in the traceability from field to customers. On the farm level, you have the precision farming on the fields, and then you have the drying and storing of the grain. And then this is left to the grain traders, flour mills or feed mills before it reaches the shops and the end users. And we are in the middle here. This is a business opportunity for us. If we seize this opportunity, we can become the leader we want to be. And this vision really helps in the everyday work. So have a clear vision about what you want to achieve. So to summarize this, use all the 4 superpowers. In the beginning, we had no clue whatsoever about AI. Now we have made our first proof of concept with AI, and we know that we can use this technology even further along the lines. The second important part is to collect the sensor data and have an idea on how to create value with that sensor. IoT starts with sensors and what you can do by collecting sensor data. The third takeaway is that you should aim for creating value for everybody in the value chain. Your end users, your partners along the line. By doing so, you will be able to create value for yourself. And don't expect your dealers to help. They are happy with status quo. They want things to be done as it always has been. So you have to find a way to get them on board anyhow. I'm still struggling with that, but I'm a very persistent guy, so I will get there in the end. Take professional help. This is very difficult. You need somebody to help you to form a strategy, but if you're a hardware company, you need somebody to help you with the software development because this is a new area. So take help from professionals. Have a clear long-term vision because this is moving very quickly. There are so many opportunities. You need some sort of long-term vision to know in which direction you should take this. Invest heavily in your platform and be patient with return of investment. It will come, but don't expect it to happen the first couple of years. So in the end, it's all about believing your vision. Thank you very much. That was all from me.